Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another Prokon Know-How episode. Today we'll be covering the creation of elevations and cross-sections in SUMO. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. One of the things that I've heard from clients is just that they want to know if there's a way to create cross-sections and elevations of your model using SUMO. Now, off the cuff, SUMO is not a drafting package, so it is not meant to do it. It is not built for it. But there is something that you can do to speed up your drafting, or yeah, rather your drafting process. So just a disclaimer that this is not a foolproof process, but can contribute to your drafting workflow. So what I'm going to do, I've got quite a big model here. I'm going to go to my front view. You can see there's a nice front view over there. And I'm going to make use of the export function, click on DXF. I'm happy with these as they are. And I'm just going to plonk these in my documents folder. For now, I'm going to call this front elevation. Okay. So now I'm going to go to AutoCAD, new, and I'm going to open that DXF. And just double clicking on your middle mouse button to zoom to that model, you can see that this is a flat two-dimensional model, but with a lot of detail. All right, so there's a lot of stuff that you might not want, but you've got your girts, you've got your columns, got your rafters, and so forth. All right, so this is if you want to create elevation view, and it's up to you whether or not you will find this useful. Okay, because there will be additional information that you might not want, and that is where the next process comes in. Okay, got your anchors there, etc. So if you go to SUMO, you'll need to create the relevant groups. All right, so of course there are some bits that I don't want to see, for instance, and what I'll do in this case is I am going to, so let's call this front elevation, and in my notes I'll say all non-relevant objects hidden. And I'm pretty much going to select everything in my model. The only thing I do want there is maybe I want to see my eaves, whatever it might be. So I'm just going to assign these to front elevation, and I'm going to turn those off. Okay, and that's really important because if you look at this DXF fixture, you'll see there seems to be a double up of girts, and we want to exclude or not have that as part of our model. So this is quite a neat section. So again, I'm going to go to front elevation. I'm going to save here, go to export DXF. Okay, let's firstly measure. So I'm going to just go to analytical model view. I want to measure from, say, this point. Okay, that's not going to reflect properly. So let's rather measure across. That's going to be better. So from the center line across. So this is 50 meters. Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to export to DXF. And let's call this new front elevation, just to simplify the process. So now I'm going to go open, and we're looking at the new front elevation. All right, so that looks a lot neater compared to the other one. And then I just want to measure across. I'll need a center line on both sides. So let's see if I can get that. That should be the center line over there. And we already have a center line over here. If I measure, let's hope it's 50. Okay, and as you can see that there's a bit of a problem with the distancing as well. All right, and I'll tell you why. So if we look, let's just look at from the bottom here or from the middle here. Let's just look at another arbitrary dimension. So this is around 400. And of course, if we measure from there to there, it will be 16.503. Okay. And the reason for that is this zooming effect. So as we zoom out, that drawing is scaled. So it might very well be necessary that you rescale your drawing. Okay. So luckily it is an equal scaling, so both vertically and horizontally, but you will need to scale your drawing in AutoCAD so that it makes sense. All right. Again, like I said before, this is not a foolproof process, but it will hopefully help you with your modeling. All right. So now we can look at our left view, so which is a side view. All right. And now say for instance you want to create a section. So we can call this the middle section, whichever one. And we are now going to take all of these elements and put them in middle section and turn them off. You can go to your front view again, which will look very similar now. Or you can rotate your model. So that's the kind of section we're looking at. Now the problem here is that you might need to move your model. So if we turn this on, because if you look, the left or the front view will be this plane here. So your YX plane. So whatever is on that YX plane is what will be visible. Right, so if we turn this off, we know that we want that YX plane over there. So you can either create a reference axis or you can move your model, which is quite easy. Again, I just want to check. Okay, over there. So I'm going to click on move. This back, so grid snapping. I'm going to snap to 0, 0. Just wait for that to finish up with moving the model. All right, now we should be a lot better off. So if I turn this off, you can see it's still viewing it from behind. So then you might need to rotate your model. All right, so it isn't a foolproof process. There are some niggles, there are some pains here. But what's good is you can isolate this. So let's isolate this entirely. Just go to middle section. Sorry, not right elevation, middle section. We've now isolated this. So I can go to my front view and I can go to DXF and I can call this middle section or standard truss section, maybe. That would make more sense. Go to AutoCAD, open middle section, and there you go. All right. So again, the scaling is something to think about. So let's just look at from one side to another, maybe. And you can see that that distance is a problem because it should in fact be 50 meters, or in this case, in AutoCAD, 50,000 millimeters. So again, you'll just need to apply your scaling. But using your scaling command is actually quite easy because you know what the distance should be. You can measure what the distance is now and you can apply the scaling. Just remember that SUMO measures from center lines. All right, so I really hope that that helps you at least getting to grips with how this process could work and how useful it could be to you. You might look at this and go, no ways, I'm not interested in doing that. It is too risky. Or you might go and say, yo, this can actually save me a ton of time. Let me give it a go. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed this clip, that you found it interesting. It is quite a unique topic in terms of SUMO. But I hope to see you again soon. Please remember to subscribe and hit the like button, and I'll see you in future clips.